Hey there, night dwellers. Join the Phantom Troupe for a serene escape into dreamland with enchanting sleep stories. Let the calming tales transport you to a world of peaceful slumber and restful nights.
Hey there, I'm Isabella, your sweet storyteller. It warms my heart to have you here with me. Tonight, we're set for an adventure into the world of mystery and suspense. Get ready to be hooked by a story that unfolds in the shadows of the unknown, where every page brings us closer to an unsolved enigma. Before we dive into the gripping narrative, take a moment to let go of the day's events. Inhale deeply, letting the weight of the world lift from your shoulders. Exhale, embracing the soothing calm that surrounds you. As we embark on this mysterious tale, picture yourself on the edge of anticipation, eager to uncover the secrets that lie ahead. The story we're about to unfold draws inspiration from real-life enigmas, weaving a tapestry of intrigue that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Feel the tension in your muscles dissipate with each breath. With the day behind you and relaxation setting in, let the excitement of the unknown heighten your senses. Together, we'll navigate through the twists and turns of this suspenseful narrative. Now, as the world fades away and the mystery unfolds, allow the soothing rhythm of my voice to guide you into a tranquil state. Stay tuned as we step into the mysterious unknown, where every moment holds the promise of revelation. Anni Dewani, born Anni Hindocha on March 12, 1982, in Mariestad, Sweden, was a vibrant and ambitious woman. She came from a close-knit family of Indian origin who had emigrated from Uganda to Sweden in the 1970s. Anni was described as outgoing, friendly, and deeply loved by her family and friends. She was educated in Sweden and pursued a career in engineering, eventually working for a major engineering firm in Stockholm. Anni was introduced to Shrien Dewani, a British businessman, through mutual friends. Shrien was a successful entrepreneur who ran a chain of nursing homes in the UK. The two quickly developed a close bond, and despite living in different countries, they managed to maintain a strong relationship. Their love blossomed, leading to their engagement in 2009. The couple's relationship seemed idyllic, marked by a lavish lifestyle and frequent travel. They planned a grand wedding in India, attended by hundreds of guests from around the world. Anni's family, particularly her parents, Vinod and Nilam Hindocha, were overjoyed at the union and looked forward to welcoming Shrien into their family. After their wedding, Anni and Shrien embarked on a honeymoon that would take them to several countries, including South Africa. They arrived in Cape Town on November 12, 2010, planning to explore the scenic beauty of the region. South Africa, known for its stunning landscapes, rich culture, and diverse wildlife, was a popular destination for honeymooners, despite its reputation for high crime rates. The couple checked into the luxurious Cape Grace Hotel, located in the prestigious V and a waterfront area of Cape Town. From there, they planned various excursions to experience the local culture and attractions. On the evening of November 13th, 2010, the Dewanis decided to visit the township of Guguletu, a predominantly black area of Cape Town that had gained notoriety for its high crime rate, but was also popular among tourists seeking to experience the authentic South Africa. Anni and Shrien hired a local taxi driver, Sola Tongo, who drove them to Guguletu in his Volkswagen Chiron. According to Shrien Dewani's later statements, they were ambushed by armed men shortly after entering the township. The attackers forced Tongo out of the car, and Shrien was also ordered to leave, but Anni was kept inside the vehicle. The attackers then sped off with Anni still inside the car. Shrien was left on the roadside, bewildered and desperate. He managed to flag down a passing vehicle, which took him to a local police station where he reported the incident. A frantic search for Anni ensued, with police scouring the area and issuing alerts. The following morning, on November 14th, 2010, Anni's body was found in the back seat of the abandoned Volkswagen in Kailicha, another township near Guguletu. She had been shot at close range in the neck. The discovery shocked the local community and quickly made headlines around the world. South African authorities launched a full-scale investigation into the murder, working under intense media scrutiny. The initial assumption was that the crime was a random act of violence, common in the townships, where carjackings and murders were not uncommon. However, as the investigation progressed, it became clear that the circumstances surrounding Anni's death were far more complex. Within days, police arrested Zola Tongo, the taxi driver who had been with the Dewanis on the night of the murder. Tongo quickly became a key figure in the investigation, and under police questioning, he made a startling confession. The murder had not been a random act, but a planned assassination. According to Tongo, Shrien Dewani had hired him to arrange the murder of his wife in what was supposed to look like a botched carjacking. Tongo claimed that Shrien had approached him shortly after the couple arrived in Cape Town, offering him a large sum of money to organize the killing. Tongo then enlisted the help of two accomplices, Miziwama Dodakwabe and Solile Mangeni, to carry out the actual murder. Tongo alleged that Shrien's motive was to get rid of his wife, although the exact reasons were unclear. This revelation turned the case on its head, transforming it from a tragic murder in a dangerous neighborhood to an international crime saga involving betrayal, greed, and conspiracy. Following Tongo's confession, South African authorities issued an arrest warrant for Shrien Dewani, who had returned to the UK after the murder. The South African government sought Dewani's extradition to stand trial for Anni's murder. However, Dewani's defense team, led by high-profile lawyers, fought the extradition on the grounds that he was suffering from severe post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and depression, which made him unfit to stand trial. While the legal battle over his extradition played out, the South African authorities proceeded with the prosecution of the other suspects. Zola Tongo was sentenced to 18 years in prison after striking a plea deal in which he agreed to testify against Dewani. Miziwama Dodakwabe received a 25-year sentence after pleading guilty to murder, kidnapping, and robbery. Solile Mangeni, who was identified as the gunman, was also convicted of murder and received a life sentence. In the UK, the extradition battle continued for several years, with Dewani's lawyers arguing that the prison conditions in South Africa and the risk of mistreatment or violence against Dewani were unacceptable. In 2011, a British judge ruled that Dewani should be extradited, but the process was delayed due to ongoing concerns about his mental health. Shrien Dewani was eventually extradited to South Africa in April 2014 after a lengthy legal process. Upon his arrival, he was placed in a psychiatric facility under strict supervision, as his mental health continued to be a major point of concern. The trial began later that year, with Dewani pleading not guilty to all charges. The prosecution's case hinged on the testimony of Zola Tongo and the other convicted accomplices, who alleged that Dewani had orchestrated the murder. The prosecution argued that Dewani's motive for the murder was rooted in financial and personal reasons, including an alleged desire to conceal his homosexuality, which they claimed was incompatible with his cultural and familial expectations. However, the trial was marred by inconsistencies and weaknesses in the prosecution's case. The defense team successfully cast doubt on the credibility of the witnesses, particularly Tongo, whose testimony was seen as unreliable due to his plea deal and the benefits he stood to gain from cooperating with the authorities. The defense also highlighted the lack of concrete evidence directly linking Dewani to the murder plot, arguing that the entire case against him was based on the testimony of convicted criminals seeking to reduce their own sentences. The turning point in the trial came when the judge, Jeanette Traverso, ruled that the prosecution had failed to present sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Dewani had orchestrated his wife's murder. In December 2014, the judge dismissed the case against Shrien Dewani, acquitting him of all charges. The decision was met with mixed reactions, with some believing that justice had been served, while others, particularly Anni's family, were left devastated and unsatisfied with the outcome. The acquittal of Shrien Dewani sparked widespread debate and controversy, both in South Africa and internationally. Many questioned whether the South African justice system had adequately handled the case, given the high-profile nature of the trial and the intense media coverage that accompanied it. There were also concerns about the impact of the trial on South Africa's image as a tourist destination, particularly in light of the country AUR-TM ongoing struggle with crime and violence. Anni's family, who had attended the trial and followed the case closely from the beginning, expressed deep disappointment with the verdict. They maintained that there were many unanswered questions and unresolved issues surrounding the case, and they continued to seek justice for their daughter. The Hindochis' grief and frustration were compounded by the fact that Anni's murder had taken place under such tragic and senseless circumstances, during what should have been one of the happiest times of her life. The case also had a significant impact on Shrien Dewani, who faced intense public scrutiny and media attention throughout the ordeal. Although he was acquitted, the accusations and the trial took a heavy toll on his personal and professional life. After the trial, Dewani returned to the UK, where he sought to rebuild his life away from the public eye. The Anni Dewani case remains one of the most infamous criminal cases in recent South African history. It highlighted issues such as the vulnerability of tourists in high-crime areas, the complexities of international legal proceedings, and the challenges of ensuring justice in a case involving multiple countries and legal systems. The Anni Dewani case had far-reaching implications beyond the immediate tragedy of her death. It raised important questions about the safety of tourists in South Africa, a country that relies heavily on tourism as a key part of its economy. The murder highlighted the dangers that tourists can face in areas with high crime rates and underscored the need for better protection and safety measures. The case also brought attention to the issue of gender-based violence, a pervasive problem in South Africa and many other parts of the world. Anni's murder was a stark reminder of the violence that women can face, even in the context of seemingly happy and secure relationships. The case prompted discussions about domestic violence, the pressures and expectations placed on women, and the need for stronger legal protections and support systems for victims of abuse. In the legal realm, the case underscored the complexities of international criminal investigations and prosecutions, the challenges of coordinating between different legal systems, the difficulties in gathering and presenting evidence across borders, and the potential for delays and complications in the legal process were all evident in the Dewani case. The case also highlighted the importance of ensuring that defendants receive a fair trial, regardless of the public and media pressure surrounding the case. For the Hindocha family, the loss of Anni was a devastating and life-altering event. They continued to honor her memory and seek justice in the years following the trial, despite the acquittal of Shrien Dewani. Their pain and determination served as a powerful reminder of the human cost of violent crime and the enduring impact it has on the lives of those left behind. The Anni Dewani case is a tragic and complex story that touches on issues of love, betrayal, violence, and justice. It is a case that captured the world's attention, not only because of the shocking nature of the crime, but also because of the intricate legal and moral questions it raised. Anni's death was a senseless and heartbreaking loss, and her story continues to resonate with those who followed the case and with anyone who has been affected by violence and injustice. The case serves as a sobering reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of seeking truth and justice, even in the face of overwhelming challenges.